KCJJ. Outside now, it's 58.
Get on in there. Fanatic.com is brought to you by Deary Brothers Ford. They've extended the sale till July the 6th. Okay? You can really save a lot of money at Deary Brothers Ford. They've extended that. You pay what the employee pays, the sale, till July the 6th. Deary Brothers Ford on Mormon Trek. Steve Anderson, great guy, handsome guy. Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Mike's E-Keys for Cars. He's good looking as well. GT Car, he's okay. Supple's Building and Remodeling. Also Supple's Flowers, home of 1-800-800-ROSE. The Midtown Family Restaurants. Harty and Stockard Jewelers, 101 South Dubuque Street, downtown Iowa City. Diamond Dreams Sports Academy. You got to look on YouTube. Senior Benefits, Premier Automotive in North Liberty. The Oxyokin and the Amanas. Streets Maintenance. Dr. Lance Forbes, Diamond Dental in Cedar Rapids, and Big Dog Tech Solutions. Here's Tommy Lang sitting in for Suter with Pat Harty from HawkFanatic.com. By the way, Jimmy Street's going to put a ramp on our house.
Nice.
For Jan.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. What's he doing?
He does not have his headphones on. He cannot hear you, Captain.
Yeah?
You can say anything about Pat you want to right now.
What a jerk.
For the YouTube viewers, by the way, that is an Andy Griffith Show T-shirt a listener brought in yesterday during the show to give to Pat. Yeah. That is size medium and has stains on it. Well, we've got it up there.
Yeah.
You can look at it on our YouTube if you watch our YouTube feed. Which, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why wouldn't
There's so many great things to see on this show. It's a great visual thing.
Yeah.
Make sure the audio's down on this thing here.
Yeah, that's
It's a little high. It's blocking Pat, but it's we had to use the mic stand to hold it up, so we didn't really have a lot of options.
Thank you to whoever brought it in.
Yeah.
I did have it on for briefly.
Yeah, he actually got it on.
Well, it won't go past your...
I was wearing it like a bra.
Yeah, it won't go past your breast.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
His head turned purple, but...
I mean, it's small for a medium.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really... Could you fit into that?
No.
I like how it's autographed, too.
Yeah, no, it's a neat shirt.
Not like I don't think it's real autograph.
Like I said, if it fit me, I'd wear it all the time. But I'll have to keep it as just a... Maybe I'll hang it on the wall. I'll frame it and hang it on the wall.
I would wash it first.
I already had it on my head.
Well, then I would definitely wash it.
No, I mean...
It's got stains.
It does have stains. Several stains, actually.
Yeah.
One's green and the other's orange.
What are you going to do?
So, all right. Suitors, when did they leave? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been gone for a couple days now.
They get back in July?
I get back Sunday.
Sunday, so it's a Tuesday. That's kind of typical for
About a
him.
week.
Not quite a week, but most of the week. But then he needs a day to rewind after he gets here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you saw him doesn't go broke like 3 days in.
Yeah, there you go.
Loses it all.
Because everything else is free, right? Isn't his?
Oh yeah,
everything is free.
Not the plane ticket though, is it?
No.
But the hotel is free.
I think you got a deal on the plane ticket too.
And the hotel's free because they go there so much that if you gamble enough, you start to get free hotels, right?
You got free hotel and
Meanwhile, Steve's eating ramen noodles.
Yeah.
That's what you had for dinner last night?
No.
A lot of sodium in ramen noodles.
Yeah.
A lot of sodium.
Yeah, well, they're good.
I've never.
Do you know?
They actually are not bad, yeah.
Okay, before anybody makes the mistake I made yesterday, McDonald's
Showing up here today?
Well, McDonald's chicken strips.
Okay, I've seen the commercials.
I already told you my story. I didn't like them.
Awful.
Mine were just underwhelming. They were kind of soggy
and rubbery.
And with a combo meal, it was $10.68.
I got 4 of them and only made it only made it past 1.5.
Well, I ate them all because I
thought,
was hungry, but it was not good.
I said, why am I eating this? This tastes like S.
Yeah, no, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
The nuggets are better.
They had good chicken strips at one time.
Yeah, I never had them. I actually had their nuggets a couple days ago. I got a 4-piece. They're not bad if you get them warm.
Yeah.
So much with McDonald's is timing.
I thought it was just me or they overcooked them and
No.
made them rubbery. But
No, I just didn't. I was very disappointed with mine.
I looked on Facebook on the comments, and they're all saying the same thing. It's like a dog chew toy.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Yeah.
So now I've gone to McDonald's twice in like the last 2 weeks, and I don't think I'd gone for 6 months.
I had chicken strips at Quick Star, and they were delicious yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually chicken strips are good.
Yeah, but I don't mind McDonald's McNuggets. Do you? If they're
No, I
warm,
like McNuggets,
they're not bad.
I don't have a problem.
I like the
with
thing
it.
though.
It's just-
One, you get for 4-piece and a 6-piece, you get one thing of barbecue sauce. It's up on the and then if you get a 10-piece, I think they give you 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, which I find
Are those restrictions?
yes,
Tariffs.
restrictions.
It's probably tariffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Have to import them from Bangladesh. Chickens killed in Bangladesh. What do you think Sooner's doing right now?
What's it? 7:15
Gambling.
out there. It's 7:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm guessing
Breakfast.
Probably taking an aspirin for the headache.
Not yet.
You think he's drinking right now?
No.
No, he's not drinking at 7. I'm probably having breakfast.
Actually, if I saw a picture, though, with like Ann with a mimosa, I wouldn't be sure.
No, I could see them at some one of those Vegas breakfast things,
Yeah.
and their big, massive glass of some type of wine, or like you said, mimosas.
Yeah.
I could see that happen.
Yeah, mimosa. We're going to have wine at this hour. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, dog.
Got some of those chicken strips from Muscatucky the other day, and they're far from goddamn crispy. I'll tell you that.
No, they're not crispy.
No, mine were soggy.
Yeah. And
Open
rubber.
out.
And it's rubbery.
Yeah, it just wasn't very good.
Yeah.
Where'd you say you got them?
You got them in Muscatine.
And Muscatine has a McDonald's?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Guessing they probably have.
Oh,
a
Muscatine
couple.
has a McDonald's. I'm sorry, I think West Liberty.
Wouldn't Muscatine have more than one?
Yeah, I think
McDonald's,
they
or
do.
just-
You're right. I was thinking West Liberty.
They
Seats
got
from West Liberty.
McDonald's. They got Burger King.
We're talking about a town of 15, 20,000 people, right?
Yeah, 20 something.
I was thinking of West Liberty.
Yeah.
West Liberty doesn't have McDonald's,
No.
right?
No.
Okay.
No.
They got a Paul Revere's. One of the last ones out there.
West Branch has the best McDonald's.
They really do, and I can't explain it either. It just
The
is.
food's fresh.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think that's it. I think the food is fresh. So back to the Hawks.
Back to the Hawks.
Oh, she's still on?
He's gone.
Oh, okay. We've never really started with the Hawks.
I don't know what to start with because what do we have to?
I mean, it's late May.
I know basketball just got to sign.
Well, there's going to be some news here, something involving someone Hawk related. I mean, it's not earth shattering, but I'm just not at liberty to say anything right now. I've got a story ready for when it does happen. You watch; it'll happen on the air. I can't get a hold of Robert Dallas right now, and I actually told a couple people, give him a heads up because I knew a buddy of mine in the business was getting ready to go on vacation. You watch; he'll have it up on his site before I have it up on mine because it'll happen while I'm on the air today. I bet. It's just going to be announced, so we'll just kind of go from there. But no, I have an article written. I just can't say what it is. And like I said, it's nothing earth-shattering. It's not going to change the way we live our lives. It's not going to affect
Speak for
terrorists.
yourself.
It's not going to.
I'm gonna paint my face and go run out on the street.
Yeah, well, that's and it's not going to affect who gets pardoned or anything like that.
Jesus. How ridiculous. So, Brittany, did you read Brittany about Brittany Griner yesterday at all? Mm-mm. She is like Rip and Caitlin. She said, you used to be able to go to these games and it was chill. And people could check their email or whatever. Seriously. And I got this from 3 sources and because I didn't believe it the first time. But now,
so there's stories out there with this stuff.
Yeah, but now people are screaming and yelling, and she's ruined the game.
Yeah,
That's
F? Not the smartest thing to say, but I just
First thing that came up, she said, "What?" WNBA's Griner at center of debate with remarks. This is from the Alton Telegraph, whatever that is.
Well, this will help Caitlyn be popular. It'll get her more popular again with the right wing who didn't like her when she, when she sided with.
Okay, well, this is a right-wing site because it starts with Brittany Griner, who was once jailed in Russia and free in a prisoner swap under the Biden administration.
Oh, yeah, they hate her.
That's the headline.
I mean, they hate her. And, I've given Brittany Griner the benefit of the doubt, and I want her to be able to live free, but that's stupid stuff. That's just
This is the story where they thought she said the F word and called her a white bitch or something.
Well, there was something. I saw that video. It looks like she might be saying that, but
but there's an alternate thing that she could also be saying, like about the refs or something.
But
now, I looked at him like that could be it too.
But she was saying that it used to be chill, and now.
I mean, okay. Well, you look and see the games that Caitlyn's not playing in. Did you see the price of the tickets?
Yeah.
From like $600 to $50 or something like that.
Yeah, somebody stopped.
I just think a lot of this is petty jealousy. They just can't believe that. I'll just say it. This white girl from the Midwest has taken over. I'm not saying she's the best player in the league right now, but she's by far the most intriguing and most popular and most impactful. It's not even close. And she's easily one of the top 5 to 10 players in the league already. I think she's the best point guard in the league. And I just think a lot of these veterans just can't handle it.
Yeah.
But that's unfortunate, though. If Caitlyn she was a jerk, I could see. But, I mean, other than getting emotional on the court, that's per moxie, though. Off the court, she's great.
But why wouldn't you want a crowd yelling and,
and the money that Caitlyn's bringing in. She's going to make now. Brittany's near the end of her career, so she won't be able. But some of these young players, they're going to benefit so much from Caitlyn because the salaries are all going to increase because of television revenue. But that stuff will just turn into just lashing out at.
Oh, it always does.
Everything. It just libtards, and it just it's.
I just couldn't. I don't know why you'd want it to be like it was.
Like an Iowa men's game.
You mean
like an Iowa men's game.
Yeah. I don't get that either. But MAGA wanted her to stay in jail. They were mad when she got released from jail.
Merchant of Death. They traded her for Merchant of Death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name? Victor.
I don't know.
He was like a Russian arms dealer.
Arms dealer.
Yeah. So, she served. She should never have been jailed. I mean, what was it? For hash oil or something?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
No.
But that's the world we live in right now.
It's screwed up.
But yes, this is May, June. Now, the recruiting stuff is still ongoing, and I just don't do much recruiting stuff. But, man, the recruiting stuff we've done is driving a ton of traffic right now, partly because there's nothing else to read.
Oh, yeah, baseball's done.
Yeah, and this is a lot of people go on vacations this time of year and what have you. But no, there's going to be little drops of news here and there. And like I said, I think we'll learn something about somebody who we know. And it'll be good news, but I wish I could just go with what I have.
Is it Indiana getting the new mascot?
No.
Okay,
no,
I thought maybe that would be it.
Not with that, but
they're getting like a mascot, like a costume guy.
Are they?
Because I didn't know they didn't have one, which I guess they didn't.
Never been a.
It's going to be a bison.
I don't like mascots that much. Mascots, clowns.
Hoosier the bison.
Why?
Because they don't have a physical mascot.
The Fever?
No. I'm sorry. The Hoosiers. The Hoosiers, Indiana Hoosiers, are getting an actual mascot, like a guy in a costume. They never had a mascot. They've never had one before, or at least haven't in decades.
Wow.
It's going to be a bison.
Oh, a bison?
What do you
Hoosier the bison.
Mascots.
I've just never.
I don't know.
They've always given me the yibs.
I just realized we're at a time of year when we have to talk about other schools having different mascots.
And clowns have always given me the yibs and mimes.
Yeah, I don't.
What about mimes?
I don't get it.
Clowns have always kind of just
speak up,
creep me out. I'm one of those guys when I was a kid, if Herky's going around, oh, God, please don't come up to me. That was me as a kid. Even more, where some kids,
it's Herky.
Herky. I get it, but I was like, no, Herky, no. I don't need this. I didn't need Herky as a kid. Did you? Would you have needed Herky?
I liked her.
Your mom would have been mean to Herky, though, if he came up when you guys were at a game. Wouldn't you have told him to F off?
No, she would have. Why is my mother telling Herky to F off?
Because you say she hates everybody, hated everybody, most everybody, and used the F word a lot.
She used the F word a lot.
And didn't like people.
Some people.
I'm guessing she wouldn't have liked Herky. You're blocking my view, you feathered dork. You like mascots?
Depends on the mascot.
Remember when Tommy Lasorda went after the Philly Fanatic?
Yes.
That was classic. He was mad, but he was also playing to the crowd, too. Because the Philly Fanatic was sitting on top of their dugout insulting them, and Tommy Lasorda, that was hilarious. I mean, Tommy Lasorda, when he got mad, he was funny when he got mad. The Philly Fanatic, though. I mean, those ones...
Didn't Charles Barkley like deck a mascot
yes.
once, like punch a mascot?
Yeah, and he also threw a fan through a plate glass window in Milwaukee. And he did apologize for that. But fans used to challenge him. You know?
That was his interview. He defended himself saying, look, just don't come up and mouth off to me.
Yeah.
You're not going to go through a window.
Now, he did a couple things that he regretted, too. I don't think he regretted throwing that guy, defended himself.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, it's weird they'd pick a bison. Hoosier is a nickname for an Indiana farmer.
That's what I'm confused. Yeah, I don't get it.
Okay, I'll try and figure it out here.
weird.
In explaining the return of the bison, they've been the bison before. IU's video released on social media shared the following. For centuries, bison walked through what is now known as Bloomington along the Buffalo Trace. As a result, bison imagery has been found over the last 200 years on the campus of Indiana University.
Well, they should have just maybe used a dinosaur.
It's the distinguishing feature of the state seal. It's in the state seal. 1965, the bison became the official mascot of Indiana. In 69, it disappeared.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
And they brought it back with there was a push for it in December of last year to bring it back.
When I think of Indiana, I don't think of bison. Now, if it was Wyoming or Colorado, something like that, but I don't get that with Indiana.
Yeah.
But that's what they said.
Big Ted used to put out a picture of the farmer with a piece of grass in his mouth and a straw hat 50 years ago, maybe in a program I saw or something.
I know I know the image you're talking about. They used to do that for Indiana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
to me, that makes more sense.
And it looked like Nebraska's, and now that Nebraska's in the Big Ten, I guess maybe you can't have two farmers.
Oh, yeah, who knows?
I don't know.
That.
But I understand it because, you could send them to, events. You can rent them out for parties and stuff like that. There's a money-making aspect.
You think Alfred's wondering why they didn't pick him?
Yeah. Maybe he'll be in the costume.
Yeah. Can you imagine that? No, he's still making millions of dollars coaching.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, he didn't make it.
Bobby Knight throwing feces on it.
That should have been the mascot.
Actually,
red sweater.
I watched a little bit of the 30-30 documentary on him from back. I keep reminding him he's dead. There's sometimes where I forget stuff like that, but a big part of that documentary was the game at Indiana, Alfred's first return home. I was there. I was in the room where Bobby Knight was just berating everybody, but the only one I saw in this documentary was Batterson. Yeah. They showed Batterson because he was standing right by the door, God rest his soul, and Bobby Knight storming it out. And I just remember sitting there, and I'm like, God, this guy is such a dick. He's just a miserable, just a miserable bully, and I just, God, what is it about this guy? But that was the beginning of the end, really.
No, he
was a bully.
He had issues.
He had severe temper issues, but I mean, just when he went off on Curry Kirkpatrick, it was just weird seeing that. I don't see many documentaries on ESPN where I'm sitting in the room, but I never could see myself.
There's a guy that I know that covered him, worked for an Indiana TV station, and he said he was there when Knight went in was yelling at the team. And went in the bathroom, came out with toilet paper, and had crap in it. Yeah. And threw it at the team.
If my kid was on that team, we'd be done. Yeah. I don't care how many games he won. Oh, he made his kids go to class.
Then he called up the TV station.
Are those my drugs? Yes. Thank you.
And the TV station wouldn't
having drugs delivered here.
Yeah.
Is it cocaine or heroin?
Speedball. Both.
Speedball right out there in there. Better hope Hunter doesn't get his hands on it.
Do it yourself.
Hunter looks like he's in the mood. Are you in the mood to speedball, Hunter?
Yeah, don't you touch that, Hunter. That's my speedball.
But the TV station wouldn't air it. And he said, but this is who the guy is. They said,
well, he got away with a lot because he won, but he wasn't winning at the end. And that's why it eventually ended. He was not winning at the end. They were pretty mediocre towards the end, but just how I did in the multiple press conferences. I remember the very first one I did with him. Do you remember Heidi Soliday? She was a reporter for Channel 8 News in Des Moines.
Yeah.
Real good person. He just went off on her, and I'm like, what? I was probably 20. I'm like, what is the deal with this?
She was real sweet.
She was a really nice person.
Because I met her on the boat in Rock Island when Johnny Orr and Hayden were there. She was there covering it.
Yeah, she was a good.
Yeah.
She's been out of the business for a while, but I just remember she asked a question he didn't like, and I mean, it was just everything. You were just always on pins and needles and just on eggshells around him. Like, God, is he going to be mean? And it just, I don't know. Never understood that.
Hello.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Morning.
Hey, do you think that McCollum is done signing players now that we got the 6'9" transfer from Drake?
I mean, he's got 13 on the roster now, including the walk-on Cook. So, I mean, more than likely, because he said that he wanted another point guard and a big guy, and since then he's added that transfer from Florida International, Ashton Williamson, and this guy, Joey Manoni, was that? And this guy's 6'8", 6'9". So I'm guessing, but you never say never. I believe they do have one scholarship left, but if this is his roster, I'd be okay with that. Now it's just a matter of seeing how good it is.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, they got.
He asked and he got an answer.
They got this transfer from Drake, who had signed and redshirted.
Joey Mattione.
He had signed, and he redshirted at Drake this past season. I think he was. Did I read where he was Ben's first Drake recruit? Yes, he was Ben's first Drake recruit, and now he's following him. He's 6'9". So they've got. I mean, the biggest is Trevor Jurek. He's 6'11". They got Filgurius. Alvaro Filgurius, he's 6'9". This kid's 6'8", 6'9". You got Cam Manaway, who's about 6'8". You got Tavian Banks, who's 6'7". They've got decent size. And I did see, I think it was James Allen told me from Sports Information that Iowa's one of 5 teams recognized that may have every starter between 6'4", no starter shorter than 6'4", if the people who end up starting are who they expect to be. I mean, that Brandon Housen, he's 6'4", 6'5". So that's kind of interesting. But I can't imagine there's only 4 or 5 teams that don't have a starter smaller than 6'4". That's weird. I mean, I know the game's getting bigger and what have you, but we'll see. I mean, I'm intrigued by the roster in some ways. I think they've got great floor spacing. If these guys make threes, because you know they're going to play defense because he's going to make them play defense. They're just going to play defense. So we'll see. I don't think they're going to be scoring in the 80s and 90s next year, but if they can win games in the 60s and 70s, hey, that's all that matters.
People would take winning over high scoring.
Oh, without question. Yeah, even if Licklider would have won, they would have taken it. I mean, it would have been boring and weird and odd and unnecessary, but they would have accepted winning.
Unnecessary. By the way, you're going to have to edit out that little bit of music I played.
Uh-oh. Is that enough to bring this thing down?
Yeah.
Is that where YouTube says no?
No, it's not YouTube.
The problem is I can't edit it.
Who are you worried about?
Your podcast. That's all. I don't want you to get another restriction.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, the one they took 2 of them off the.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, were you worried that is Trump listening?
You never know.
Cash Patel's listening.
With his
Dan Bongino.
Honest to God.
What did you play? I don't remember you playing music. What did you play?
Whoop, 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 whoop.
That's enough.
Yeah,
that's enough.
Yeah.
See, that's just stupid. That's enough to get a podcast taken off the air.
The ABC News had some news conference he was at, and honestly, he could move his eyes separately. And they focused on it, and they must have done it on purpose.
Do you ever see the videos on Twitter of the girl who impersonates the press secretary?
No,
Yeah.
but that sounds pretty good.
You have not?
No.
Oh, just it is incredible.
Yeah.
It is so funny. I mean, her name's Lysandra Vasquez, I think.
Okay.
And I mean, she does every time she's wearing a different cross made out of something. It just tears MAGA up. But hey, that's the world we live in now. Each side tries to make the other angry and mad.
The one I
You
saw.
own the opposition. Isn't that what it's all about?
Yes.
Owning the opposition.
Owning the opposition.
You know, even if I have to pay more, as long as you're hurting, I feel good. Isn't that kind of the world we live in right now?
It is.
The one I saw, she has a cross.
Yeah.
That's just gigantic.
Well, it all has to do
and
with
it's
Like
got
Flavor
Jesus.
Flav with his clock.
Everything has to do with anything that's happened currently.
Yeah.
Every cross she has made. But
Yeah.
during the break, I'll have you look her up because I can't believe you have not heard of her as much as you're on social media.
No, I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, it's just.
She had a cross like you would see in a church with Jesus on it, and everything. And it was like Flava Flav's clock.
She did one, though. You've seen that thing that went viral of her standing next to the black security guy.
Yeah.
She did one on that, too. So, it's funny. It's good. In this age, I know it comes at the expense of one side, but at this age, you got to be able to laugh.
Yeah.
I'm to the point now where I'm trying to laugh at politics as long as I can.
Well, there's some laughable moments.
I will look for that when I get a chance.
Yeah. What, you got news?
No, I just want some awkward silence.
Yeah.
No, I guess Tim Dwight's going to go to City High and help him coach football.
Oh, cool.
I think somebody put that out on Twitter.
Well, we know they'll be in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
Any fat kids, he'll tell them.
I think that's cool. That he's, coming back to... How about somebody just tweeted, I think somebody tweeted it. I'm not sure.
That is cool.
I'm not sure if that's necessarily a story for... Yeah, I could put something up on Hawk Fanatic. He's a former Hawkeye.
And then you can use it on Your Prep Sports.
And he is from Iowa City. Oh, yeah, it's definitely my...
You can write the same story for two sites. Look at that.
Actually, that's more of a Your Prep Sports story. Well, I wouldn't write it for Your Prep Sports. They're the ones that will do it.
Yeah.
And so let's take a break. So I'm going to make sure let's take a break because there's a couple things going on right now that I have to deal with.
All right.
We'll be back.
1-800-800-ROSE. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist is the only number you need to know to send flowers anywhere in the country or Canada from anywhere in the country. 1-800-800-ROSE. It's so easy. Just remember one number. 1-800-800-ROSE. Your FTD florist. 1-800-800-ROSE. Remember...
For a gift that your loved one will treasure for a lifetime, find it at our family-owned jewelry store in Iowa City, Harty and Stocker Jewelers.
We can show you diamond engagement rings, colored stones, fashion jewelry, and watches.
Our jewelers are on site so we can design jewelry for that special person in your life.
We are Harty and Stocker, serving Iowa City and the surrounding area for 3 generations.
Harty and Stocker Jewelers, downtown Iowa City, and HartyandStockerJewelers.com. Ask for Willa, Terry, Tim, or Kate. One of us is always there.
Don't wait for an emergency to get a backup for your car keys. Unlike the olden days, car keys have gotten extremely complex. Mike's eKeys for Cars can generate the most technically advanced automotive keys that are on the market today. For spares and lost keys, Mike's eKeys for Cars can produce most conventional transponder, high security, and remote head keys. Mike's eKeys for Cars will keep you on the road. Call 319-330-9185 and schedule an appointment today. Don't wait until it's too late. Call 319-330-9185 today.
You take great care to maintaining your home or business inside and out. But maybe, just maybe, there's something missing. Something that makes your home stand out among the others in your neighborhood. Something that makes your business pop and increases traffic. Something that you can change and customize at your command. Well, there's a solution, and that's Illuminlight's permanent outdoor lighting from Big Dog Tech. Illuminlights provides illumination for every occasion. Holiday lighting, accent lights, security, and of course lighting for all your favorite sports. The Illuminlights app lets you create your own patterns with color, motion, brightness, and static control over every individual light, or use Big Dog's presets to transform your home or business. The professionally installed track system makes Illuminlight's LEDs virtually disappear until you turn them on. Rated at 50,000 hours, you'll enjoy stress-free convenience for years to come. For more information about Illuminlight's permanent outdoor lighting, go to BigDogTEK.net or give them a call at 319-395-0800. That's 319-395-0800.
Are you tired of living in a home that doesn't quite meet your needs? Then it's time to call the experts at Streets Maintenance. Their team of skilled professionals specializes in renovations and remodeling, transforming your home into the space you've always dreamed of. From kitchen bath remodels to complete home renovations, no job is too big or too small. Streets Maintenance will work with you every step of the way to ensure your vision becomes a reality. So don't wait any longer. Call Streets Maintenance to schedule your consultation at 400-4483. Let's start building your dream home today.
There's a problem here in eastern Iowa. There's not enough Hawkeye fans. I mean, really, shouldn't everybody be a Hawkeye fan? Well, maybe not, but you should be a fan of my team at Hawkeye Title and Settlement. Hi, I'm Steve Anderson, and my team of experts at Hawkeye Title and Settlement know what they're doing. Call us at 351-8600. Hawkeye Title and Settlement, the team you love, the people you trust.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
This is Leah Pasha, and I've been saying, hit a deer, call Premier for years. But it's time for something new. It's still where you need to go for deer divots and door dings, as well as damaged dashboards. That's what my dad Nathan's driving at and dreams about. Why not say, when your car is dinged, be a deer and call Premier? I think Dad's going to love that. Premier Automotive, North Liberty's premier auto body repair shop.
Be a deer and call Premier Auto Body in North Liberty.
Diamond Dream Sports Academy, 20,000 square foot indoor facility, holds 8 batting cages, space for infield work, space for throwing and pitching and all your arm care needs. Offers private instruction, group lessons, camps and clinics, leagues, memberships. Rentals available at Diamond Dreams is open to the public.
Our top level instructors include former professional, college, and Olympic athletes. Our coaches will help these athletes achieve their full athletic potential, develop a strong work ethic, and a solid base to build. The last thing you want to do is look back and wish you had worked or played harder.
Locally owned and established in 2005, Diamond Dreams is Eastern Iowa's premier training facility. Located at 2905 Stoner Court, North Liberty. Call today and reserve your time. 319-665-2173. 319-665-2173.
When you go to a family restaurant, you want 3 things. 1, a wide selection of breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. 2, you want those selections to be affordable and delicious. And 3, you want to be treated like family. You get all 3 at the Midtown Family Restaurant. Breakfast items available anytime the doors are open. Legendary tenderloins, onion rings, and hot roast beef sandwiches. Daily specials at each location, and no matter if you're coming in solo or with a group of 20, you get the same special family treatment. The Midtown Family Restaurants at Court and Scott Streets and at the Walmart Plaza on Highway 1 West. Follow them on Facebook or at MidtownFamily.com. The family's waiting for you. GT Carr, owner of Supple's Building and Remodeling, has been offering unmatched service and quality for over 25 years. The trained professionals at Supple's Building and Remodeling will install and guarantee the products used in any job, no matter how big or small. They also stand behind their work and offer no-nonsense, exceptional customer service from design to completion and beyond. Whether it's a simple window replacement or a major house addition, you'll have the confidence that Supple's Building and Remodeling is committed to quality. Visit Supples.net or call them today at 319-337-2246.
Hi, this is Tiffany at Senior Benefits. Are you confused with Medicare questions, anything having to do with Medicare? I take care of all Medicare customers, people under 65. I also do life insurance, long-term care, cancer insurance. I'm here to help you navigate any questions that you may be having or frustrations and anxiety that you may have with Medicare or insurance in general. Give me, Tiffany Rao, a call at 319-631-4795.
We've said it for years. We want to give you our best price or most competitive price up front, and now Ford's brought that to the table.
Just makes you feel good.
Patrick Eads and Terry Adams with Deary Ford.
It's a true Ford employee pricing plan.
As if you work for Ford or you're a retiree from Ford.
You could walk in and buy a new Ford for less money than I could purchase one for.
I have never seen Ford do a sale like this.
The From America, for America event.
Sale extended through July 6th. Deary Ford, Iowa City.
When we say here for you, we mean it.
It's a great deal.
Don't let just anyone take care of your smile. At Diamond Dental, you can expect compassion, expertise, and a personalized care plan to protect your teeth for life. With more than 30 years of combined experience, Dr. Forbes and his staff are prepared to tackle even your toughest dental problems, leaving your smile healthy and sparkling. Diamond Dental offers a full range of general and cosmetic dentistry, as well as dental treatment options for snoring and sleep apnea. It's never too early to start thinking about what's best for your smile. Schedule an appointment today by calling 319-390-3703 or visiting the office at 5815 Consul Street Northeast, Suite D1 in Cedar Rapids. You can also visit DiamondDentalPC.com for more information. Dr. Forbes is a proud sponsor of the Hawkeye Wrestling Club and the Inner Circle. Let the Diamond Dental team provide superior care for your entire family.
At the Oxyoke Inn, we're ready to serve you with the same fresh food, prepared to order and served with a passion that you've come to expect for over 85 years. The Oxyoke Inn is serving our famous Sunday brunch buffet with lunch, dinner, family-style banquets, and carry-out daily. Make reservations at oxyokeinn.com or call for big or small tables and private rooms. We can't wait to serve you soon at the Oxyoke Inn.
The Oxyoke Inn.
In the heart of Amana.
KCJJ Weather, brought to you by Plum Supply.
Plum Supply kitchens and baths. Your home never looks so beautiful.
It is going to be mostly cloudy this morning with a few scattered off and on light showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder some point early this afternoon. After that, it will gradually become partly cloudy this afternoon with a high today in the upper 60s. Tonight, partly cloudy, will drop to 52 for a low tomorrow. A few isolated showers, otherwise partly cloudy, 72. On Friday, mostly sunny and warmer with a high near 80. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable on the mighty 1630 KCJJ. Outside now, it's 58.
And we're back.
We're back on Hawk Fanatic.
Yeah.
Pat's been talking to sources or trying to, texting.
Yeah.
Things are going on.
I mean, that's the Dwight thing's something we need to get up on Your Prep Sports. I mean, I'd put it up on Hawk Fanatic, too, but it's like we were saying, it's more of a story for the high school site because he's going back to coach at his high school alma mater.
Yeah.
And I've reached out to Tim and his dad. I mean, actually, it's a long shot, but I'd love to have Tim call in while we're still on the air, but we'll see. I mean, because the tweet only says a source, and it doesn't have anything from Tim or anything, but it may be one of those things where they don't want him to comment until it's passed by or approved by whatever. I don't know.
Right.
Because, like I said, the other news that's going to be coming is one of those where it's happened, but it's not official yet because the school hasn't announced it.
Right.
So you just got to kind of be patient, but this could be a sort of a newsy day for a late May. Because there's not much usually going on in late May. I mean, the Dwight thing, that's not earth-shattering news, but I think that's cool that he's going back to his alma mater.
Right.
To help. Yeah. I mean, that's neat.
That is cool.
Yeah, and I know he's lived here and San Diego. I don't know if that means he's going to be here a lot more or what have you, but I'm sure those kids are going to love it. I mean, to have arguably the greatest player in the history of your program.
There's got to be stuff like named after him in their athletic facility.
Oh, there
that
is.
They see every day, and they go, that's the guy who's coming in here.
Yeah, that will be. And I'm sure when you go to City High and start playing football, you learn right away who guys like Tim Dwight are. And
you're going to put some solar panels up on the press box?
Yeah.
God, I was getting called from a solar company in the Quad Cities. They were relentless. And I finally just said, come on, guys. I'm not in a position right now to, I haven't even paid off my roof yet. And you get a bunch of tear off the roof and get a bunch. I'm all for solar energy. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know that you have to tear off the roof.
Well, you got to do something to the roof because that's where you put all the panels.
I know, but I think you just screw them into the roof.
But I can't imagine that's
Tim on the show. He could tell us.
That's what
I can't imagine that's good for the.
I don't know.
Shingles, is it?
Our neighbor across the street has them.
It's funny you mentioned how pushy
they
never
were. Took the roof off or anything.
I'm more about the damage that it might do to the roof. But I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not interested.
We're doing police reports yesterday. We had a call from Kelowna where they were like pushy door-to-door salesmen trying to sell solar panels.
Yeah.
And they didn't have a permit, and then they wanted to fight with the cop, and they got kicked out of town. Then they show up in Wellman.
So it's a legitimate company?
I don't know.
When you said they wanted to fight with a cop, like fist fight?
Like that, well, they were arguing with him. Even though they didn't have a permit, they wanted to, argue with the cop.
Didn't I hear you guys call someone was with the name Fox was trying to sell, trying to do bug spray? Did somebody complain? Hey, that guy, they knocked on my door, and I told them and they said, okay, thank you, and walked away. What? Can't people try to get business door to door anymore? Is that now something you call the cops about? I mean, it's annoying soliciting. I get it, but that same guy same company knocked on my door. They were fine. They just
I don't know that it's a company. I don't know.
Well, I mean, this guy was offering to do bug spray, but I use standard pest control. I have for years.
Yeah, and we use DNR, but I mean, he was.
But he wasn't rude or anything. But why did the person call the cops?
They don't like people anymore to come to your door.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't either, but I don't call the cops.
Well, I agree with you.
Well, if they don't leave,
I wouldn't.
Well, but this guy left. He said, "Okay, thank you," and walked off. I mean, it's not like he stayed there and said, "No, you're taking this. You're taking this bug spray. I'm going to kill you." He didn't do anything like that.
That'd be great.
People just call the cops over anything. It seems like.
Yeah, that's part of the fun of the police reports. People calling the cops because like the neighbor's dog got out.
Yeah.
You know, and the neighbor's trying to chase the dog down.
What are the cops supposed to do?
There was some guy moving his lawnmower, and he drove through the yard to do it. He had to pick up the lawnmower and put it in the back of his truck, and somebody called the cops.
Yeah.
And it was their own yard.
Yeah.
The guy, like their neighbor's yard.
People are too quick to call the cops.
Oh, yeah. That's half the fun of the police reports. When we had the Iowa City ones, people were calling for everything. There could be like a black guy walking down the street, and they'd call the cops.
Yeah. A lot of it would be
Does not belong in this neighborhood.
Hey, there's a raccoon, and it's not nighttime, and he's out.
We've
call
had
the cops.
a ton of raccoon calls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, call the cops.
Yeah.
I mean, they are nocturnal, but they do move at times during the day.
Yeah.
Not much, but at times they do.
There's like an Iowa City Raccoon Liberation Front Twitter account or something like that because of all the calls they were getting.
Well, that big one's gone from my neighborhood, and so are the dumps. So I'm assuming that was the one that was dumping. Well, like I said, my neighbor caught him and took him and didn't kill him or anything. Took him and dropped him off in the woods somewhere north of the interstate. And I think that's cool instead of killing him.
Yeah, you don't kill him because he's taking a dump.
Well, it was getting annoying. Trust me, it was getting annoying. He did it like 4 times.
Yeah. What if Hunter kept taking a dump in front of the door here? You'd probably ship him off.
You wouldn't kill him.
Well, I don't know. You'd probably kill him.
You'd cut his pay, wouldn't you?
It would piss me off.
Would you cut his pay?
Well, I think that'd be impossible. But anyway.
Yeah. How's Hunter going to get paid if they stop producing pennies?
Good point.
I don't get the whole damn thing with that. I mean, I don't care, but I mean,
I don't use money. I can't remember the last time I did anything with change.
You know, other than this pop machine, I don't either.
I just never use it. And when the people come up, the beggars at the gas stations, there's this one lady that's she's relentless. She always asks for $3 or $4. And I tell her I don't have it. And I'm not lying. I don't have cash on me. Now, if I did, I probably still wouldn't give it to her because she's all over I'm sitting there thinking, I watch her she could, the amount of effort she's putting in.
Wait, which gas station?
Well, the come and go across from Hy-Vee on Muscatine.
Oh, no, we've had her. She gets arrested all the time for trespassing.
But just get a job. If you're you're on your feet and moving around like that, why not just get a job?
I know her name.
She got mad at me one time, and I don't think she believed me. And I'm like, what? I don't have any money. And she finally walked away. I was going to say, get the F out of here, but then I didn't want to start a scene. But she hit me a couple times at the gas station. She just pops up out of nowhere. You got $4?
I need at the Deli Mart. There used to be a guy that I need $7 for gas, and I don't have $7. Well, you just came out of there. You didn't get any money. I'm not giving you $7.
That's how it's not the way to go about it.
I had a lady on Lynn Street walk up to my car, ask for money. I said, I only use a debit card. I'll ride with you to an ATM.
I had that happen to me one time, too.
Get the F away from my car.
The same come-and-go gas station. I said, ma'am, I only use debit. Well, can we – because she was trying to guilt me in. I need $20 for my kid. And I'm just sorry, and I just drove off.
I was – and
that stuff gets annoying.
I kind of regret it, but I don't regret – okay, so I'm at the line at Hy-Vee. And this woman's there, and she's buying stuff, and it's birthday party stuff. And she's got a business, and she gives me her card. She said, my card won't work. I just started a business. I don't know what she started crying and everything. So I went, and I got $100 out.
Was her name Kathy?
No. Okay. And I paid for her. $100. She said, I'm going to pay you back, I swear. That, and she knew who I was and everything. I never heard from her. Never heard from her.
That woman's name was Bradman.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, I heard a story where somebody didn't give you your money back that you owed them.
Yeah.
They owe you.
Yeah, $600. He owes me $600. He owes him $20.
I know.
Yeah.
Why does he owe you $600?
Because Steve was stupid enough to loan it to him.
I didn't. Well, the station loaned it to him.
Oh. Well, you're a station.
He needed a car fixed or or he needed makeup or something. I don't know. What a cluster he was.
Memories.
He really was. Why'd you loan him 20?
I don't even remember. I can't remember. That guy was a nightmare. I did that. He had that show where he acted like he was David Letterman.
Tonight with Bradman. I was the announcer for one season.
Down at that Iowa. They've tore that building down, right?
They tore that building down, sadly. There's no more PATV. I guess when you can make your own videos and shows on YouTube, you don't need a whole TV studio anymore.
Yeah.
You can basically do it on Twitch.
Well, their contract ran out with MediaCom.
Yeah, and MediaCom brought an IMON. The city brought an IMON.
Yeah.
That was part of it, too.
So what's there now?
Let me guess,
a big, huge apartment type thing.
Correct.
Yeah,
it is, actually.
Anything gets torn down now, it gets replaced by a massive condo apartment.
I was kind of hoping that corner at Lynn in Washington is going to be like a little park. That was one of the things they discussed, is turning it into like a little park.
Lynn in Washington.
It's where the bank used to be, the drive-through bank that had the big the parking lot there.
Okay. Yeah.
Across from the Englert, kind of.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff sitting vacant right now.
That's going to be a big multi-story building.
Oh,
The Field House is going to be a country bar. That place.
A country bar in downtown Iowa City?
Yeah, well, there's already like 3 of them.
Are there really?
There's Bottoms Up, which used to be Pints.
Well, I guess.
There's one that Molly goes to that's on Gilbert.
And I think about all the responses from UI athletes. 75% of them are country music. So
yeah.
I'm just not into it at all, but that doesn't mean others aren't,
Ed
obviously.
Horton shed a tear when he heard the Field House was closing.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember the last time I was there.
Well, it's not the same one it was that we remember from like the 90s and stuff.
Well, I remember.
They moved over down on more of a dance club now, but
I remember it from the 80s.
Yeah, it was like a restaurant.
Yeah. Well, it was wasn't it more of a meat market, wasn't it?
The front part was like a restaurant during the day and in the evening, but at the back was...
But it was a meat market.
It was, later at night.
I remember it smelled like sweat and depression.
I love that place. But they had all the cool Hawkeye memorabilia.
Yeah, but...
Sweat and depression.
But it was a meat. It was wasn't it where people went to try to get their jive on, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
trying to get their jive.
But I was at Drake at the time. I remember coming up to Iowa City. We went to the field. It was.
My cousin owned it for a while in the 90s. That was fun.
Really? Did you go down there? And
I never had to pay to get in, and got free beer if it was tap beer, like Busch Light, Miller.
How about Jägermeister? Were you drinking Jägermeister?
That I had to pay for, but yes, it was Jaeger there. Some Jaeger bombs were done there. He had a machine.
What's a Jaeger bomb?
It's Red Bull and Jaeger.
Oh, good God. Red Bull and Jaeger.
Yeah. And they had the Jaeger machine that gets it to like 2 degrees or whatever it is.
Yeah. I wonder what took your liver.
Well, yes. No question there.
You think the Jägermeister was the biggest culprit?
It could have been, yeah. I mean, vodka was also a factor.
Because didn't your doctor say you would have had better chance if you just would have stuck with light beer?
Yeah, just like light beer. Yeah. It would have been fine. Yeah.
Yeah. He almost died. He came in here. He was all different colors, and I told him to go home and take a nap.
Well, you're not a doctor.
No, he's not.
You don't
just as much a doctor as RFK Jr.
Well, that's true.
Enough.
You don't swim in sewage.
No.
Not unless Hunter's in the bathroom.
I was listening to that report when it came out, and I actually dry heaved. It made me so sick because I'm so weird about germs. I could not imagine. I'm a little still spooked out from putting that shirt on.
Well, can you imagine
swimming in sewage? No,
with your grandkids.
Well, it's hard enough swimming in Clear Lake. You
got the grandkids in town. Got some sewage you can find.
Swimming in Clear Lake with a bunch of your little nephews and nieces who announce when they're peeing and pooping in the lake. They're like, But no, that was. He was trying to show that bacteria is good for you. Is that what?
I don't know what he was trying to show. He's just. The whole family says the guy's just, they don't want anything to do with him.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sorry that he was named after Robert Kennedy.
I brought this Athlon Sports magazine in really for nothing. But this is the.
How much?
Oh, yeah, let me see. That's right. $15.
Okay.
In Canada, $14.99. $15 for this. And you want to hear what I wrote? You want to hear what hear what they have to say about Iowa?
Yes.
And this really hits home because I'm the one who wrote it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's not really what they're saying about Iowa.
It's what I'm
You're
saying about Iowa. With the Cade McNamara experiment at quarterback now over, Iowa has moved on to former FCS star Mark Gronowski, who led South Dakota State to 2 FCS national titles and was a 4-year starter for the Jackrabbits. He had shoulder surgery this past winter that caused him to miss spring practice, but he's expected to be ready for the start of preseason practice. But Gronowski is a threat as both a runner and passer, compiling 12,075 total yards for South Dakota State. Caleb Johnson leaves a huge void to fill at running back after leading the Big Ten in rushing in 2024, but Iowa has a promising 1-2 punch in Florida natives Kamari Moulton and Jazian Patterson to help fill it. Neither has the size of Johnson, but they both might have a little more wiggle in their running style. They will also run behind an offensive line that returns 3-star. All right, I'm bored with this. But let's see. Here's my final analysis. Iowa seems to be a lock to win at least 8 or 9 games every season under Kirk Ferentz. The Hawkeyes have won at least 8 games in 9 of the past 10 seasons, the lone exception being the 2020 shortened COVID season when they finished 6-2. If the rebuilt defense plays up to Iowa's high standard, and if Gronowski lives up to the hype at quarterback, 8 or 9 wins could be a reasonable expectation. That's what I say. And I have them going 9-4. You know, and I'm sure some will say, "Oh, that's why?" Because I'm guaranteed there's going to be some in the Iowa media 11-2. It happens every year, and maybe they will. I hope they do. I'd love them to go 11-2 over 9-4. That's better for business. I just try to predict what I feel, and I'm not always right.
When did you write that? I know you have to get it in early.
I was due on April 14th, so I probably wrote it the morning of April 14th, would be my guess.
I was going to say, usually you have like a month where you go, they are bugging me to get this thing.
Yeah, I'm always...
And I haven't heard you say any of that.
Now they want so little information now. I mean, I'm proud that the magazine has managed to survive, but it hasn't been easy. And I don't make near as much money from Athlon as I used to.
Where did you actually get that physical magazine?
It came priority mail to me. They
sent you a copy. Okay.
They sent me a copy of it, and now I haven't gotten paid yet. They used to send you a check with the magazine in a big Fed Express thing. Now they don't do it. Now you get paid online. You have to fill out all this information. 3 different times now I've had to fill out new information, give them all my Social Security. But I know it's safe. It's this outvoice thing, and I just got something from them yesterday saying, "Hey, your outvoice blah blah has been approved. You should see payment within 3 to 4 weeks." But yeah, no. April 14th was the due date, and that's why it's tough to do these things because stuff happens during the summer, and you're not going to have that updated.
Kind of with the transfer portal too.
But these magazines, to me, they're going by the wayside. There's not going to be hardly any left. There's just not, and it's too bad because I still like to read stuff in my hands at times, especially magazines. And I've been doing that since 1995. I've been doing the Iowa preview, and it's just been interesting to see how it. I mean, they're hanging on. I mean, they're not even doing the basketball one anymore. They just don't have the resources, and my guess is they don't have enough advertisers to pay for it.
I used to love buying that as a kid.
What, Athlons?
Yeah.
Athlons and Lindy's,
magazines like
Phil
that?
Steele. Yeah, and, well, here, let me see. There are some of the stuff at the beginning.
Where would you buy something like? I mean, that something you just get like a Hy-Vee?
Hy-Vee,
okay.
Yeah. There's all CVS. Let's see. They've got Texas #1, Penn State #2, Ohio State #3, Notre Dame 6, and then I believe they have Texas. They have Texas and Penn State playing in the championship. They've got Iowa playing in the ReliaQuest Bowl. Yippee.
Yay.
Suter will be all over that. That'll be a 2-week trip, don't you think? That's Tampa, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh, they have Texas. They have Texas winning the national title. And, I could see that. And let's see. They love Arch Manning. They've got him as the first team preseason All-American, even though he's never started a game. That's an interesting. The media is in love with this guy. He's very talented, but he was their backup quarterback last year. Let's see. Iowa has nobody on the first-team All-American squad, but they do have Logan Jones, second-team All-American center, Caden Weechin, second-team All-American punt returner, and Reese Dakin, second-team All-American punter. That's pretty good. And then on third team, Iowa has Jennings Dunker, offensive line. And position strengths. Here's, Big Ten, they rank each position. Here's where Iowa ranks quarterback 7, running back 7, wide receiver 15, offensive line 3, defensive line 4, linebacker 8, defensive back 4. So, and then let me see. Where's Ohio State's? Ohio State's is 2-4-1, 2-2, 1-1. Think about that. They rank number one they rank no lower than 4 at every position, and in all but one position, they rank either 2 or 1 in the Big Ten. And see if there's anything else that's. They've got their Heisman watch. Gee, guess who's number 1 on their Heisman watch? Arch Manning. Guy who's never started a game. I didn't realize that Gronowski did not make that cut. He's not in there. And they've got, that's about it. Other stuff you guys probably aren't interested in. Stuff on like assistant coaching changes and what have you, and who's on the hot seat. Nobody.
Who's on the hot seat?
Who is on the hot seat?
Obviously, Kirk's not on the hot seat. No. Coach is on the hot seat. Hugh Freeze, Auburn. Brent Brennan, Arizona. Sonny Cumbie, Louisiana Tech. Tony Elliott, Virginia.
I like how Hugh Freeze is on the hot seat.
Luke Fickell, Wisconsin. Yeah, I mean, he's got to start winning there. Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State. Remember, he was the one on 40. I'm a man.
Yeah, isn't he like only behind Ferentz as far as longest tenure?
I believe. Let me see. After a prolific playing leading the.
I think it's Ferentz and then him. Basically,
yeah, they went 3-9. Let's see. Oh, they reworked his contract. He had to take a pay cut. So, yeah, he's under pressure. Mike Norvell, Florida State, obviously. Billy Napier, Florida. Sam Pittman, Arkansas. Brent Pry, Virginia Tech. Scott Satterfield, Cincinnati. Trent Dilfer, UAB. Brent Venables, Oklahoma. Getting warm.
I forgot Trent Dilfer was the head coach.
Okay, here's where the seat's getting warm. Timmy Chang, Hawaii. Brian Kelly, LSU. Mike Loxley, Maryland. Joe Moorhead, Akron. Ricky Rain, Old Dominion, Lincoln Riley, USC, Mark Stoops, Kentucky, and Justin Wilcox, California. Okay, breakout players. They got the Nebraska quarterback, number 1 on that list, and see if they got anyone from Iowa on there. I didn't see anyone, and I don't think there's anyone here that you guys would be interested in.
I mean, a lot of buzz about Nebraska for next year. People seem excited about that.
Well, there was a lot of buzz about Nebraska last year, but they just didn't quite live up to. I mean, they're getting better, but they just haven't quite been able to turn the page, and we'll see. They've got this really good quarterback, and he did show against Iowa. He's got an arm.
I hate that I like their coach. Every time I see him doing something, I like the guy.
Matt Rule?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with him. I mean, anybody's an improvement after Frost.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just not – I mean, he turned out to not be a good fit for his own alma mater, which is kind of weird when you think about it.
Yeah, and there were some of the names you read on the hot seat that are like that. Timmy Chang was like a huge quarterback for Hawaii back then.
Yeah, I didn't even realize he was the Hawaii coach now.
Yeah.
So, but there you have it.
Look at that. We're breaking it down.
Breaking it down on a Wednesday.
Do we need Paul? No.
Paul,
where's
Paul's
Karn?
sending you a message.
Karn and Paul.
Karn and Paul have united.
Well,
actually, they're sending me a message.
It's Wednesday.
They've united.
Karn's
and
at church.
They're
Really?
not going to stand for the condescension.
Probably just because Suter's not here.
Watch, this will be one of them.
Yeah.
Hey,
hello.
Hey, hearing that magazine picked Penn State to win the Big Ten, I'm assuming they're not playing Ohio State or they'd never win the Big Ten. I don't think they can. They never have a good quarterback. But my other comment was, hey, the Hawkeyes have a 100-meter Big Ten champ. He ran what it said online today,
10.17. Yeah, we had him on the radio last week.
Oh, cool.
Okay, I missed that. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, Kalen Walker. Yep. And didn't you say, Tommy,
Yeah, they were in a rain delay at the track and field thing right now down in College Station. People can watch.
So,
but, I mean, that doesn't mean they haven't finished some stuff.
You go to the national meet then? Is that how it works?
Oh, yeah, he's in the national meet, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the national meet's in College Station or it's in...
No, it's in Eugene, Oregon.
Yeah.
It rains a lot out there.
Yeah.
This is first round stuff.
Okay. First round, yeah. So if you run a time during the regular season, you don't have to re-qualify probably.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, he's in the Nationals. I mean, we were talking to him about, what it's going to take to win a national title, and he said there's a lot of great sprinters from the SEC.
Sure. Okay, thanks.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was last week. The first time we had him on, he actually drove in. But yeah, no, he's a great story. I mean, the Big Ten champion sprinter is here, and he was the first interview that brought up football. Now he seems to maybe have distanced himself from that. I think he's having so much success in track and field. He's probably thinking, I can make some money once I'm done, on the professional circuit with the times he's getting. I mean, if he ever breaks 10 seconds, I mean, that's something, and he's getting close. Let's see. Yeah, and I told you they have Iowa 7th. They got Penn State, Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska, USC, Washington, Minnesota, Rutgers, Wisconsin. Wow, Wisconsin 13th. Michigan State, UCLA, Northwestern, Maryland, and Purdue.
Isn't that amazing? How Wisconsin has fallen.
Well, yeah, it really is. Because they sustained, and they even sustained after Barry. Brett did a good job, but it was never the same after Barry. Even Brett had a little bit of decay and everything, and then they brought that Anderson in from Utah, and that just wasn't a fit. He did win 10 games, but no, they're slipping. It just goes to show you though how good of a coach Barry Alvarez was. Because when he was there, man, I mean, they had some but for the most part, they were a really solid program. And let's see, top transfers. Gronowski's 7th on that list. The number 1 is the quarterback from Tennessee who went to UCLA. Remember the guy who torched Iowa in the program? He's now at UCLA.
Was that the guy who held out for more money from Tennessee and then they just let him go?
They basically just let him go.
Yeah.
I like this name, Takario Davis. But yeah, that's about it. Recruiting rankings, Iowa's 11th in the recruiting rankings, which, that's kind of typical for Iowa. Games to watch, September 6th, Iowa at Iowa State. You looking forward to that game?
I never look forward to that.
I don't either, especially when it's in Ames, because it just makes it a long, miserable, sweaty day. It really is. You got to leave early, fight traffic. Yeah. They do have air conditioning over there now. They finally woke up in Ames and air conditioned that thing. It used to go over there and just sweat your ass off. Computer gets all tied up because computers don't like hot weather.
Ouch.
But no, that's going to be a good game. They're going to play Albany, and that's basically going to be everybody's going to play, and everyone's going to feel good after that season opener because it's not going to be close. You just hope that's a good enough test, though, to get ready for Iowa State because Iowa State's they're ranked ahead of Iowa in pretty much everything I've seen this year, so they're going to be favored to win that game. But Iowa's had Iowa State's number. I mean, Iowa State won that one game a couple years ago, but for the most part, Kirk's had his way against Matt Campbell. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So I'm just I got to keep looking to see.
Keep an eye on that story.
Well, yeah, I'm more wondering about another story than the like I said, the Dwight thing's news. I get it, but it's more for the high school site. But there's just a couple other things out there looming that could break at any time. And,
looming. It sounds like it's ominous. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's maybe not the right word. That's just that are on the verge of happening.
Yes.
On the verge, they're. So we'll see. And like I said, it's good news, and it's good news for a former Hawkeye, and that's about all I can say.
Tom Brands is going to relax. Is that what you're waiting?
No, that's not what I'm. That's not what I'm waiting for. But trying to think if there's track and field.
They're in a rain delay.
So is today the first day?
First round is in College Station.
So first round is in College, but the national. But if they win here, then they go to Eugene. The finals are in Eugene. Okay, the caller was right then. He was right to say this is in College Station.
Yeah.
Boy, I bet it's hot down there.
My sister-in-law lives there.
It's on ESPN Plus, by the way.
It's so hot down there, Southern Texas. So yeah, good luck to the Iowa. That's all that's left. That's the only sport that's out there because I usually do my top 10 UI athletes once track ends. It's going to be interesting. Number one, obviously, would probably be the wrestler. He won a national title. You can't get any better than that. But there's going to be, Caleb Johnson, Kalen Walker. I guarantee this will be the first time I've ever had a top 10 with a Caleb and a Kalen in it. Interesting.
Looking forward to seeing Caleb in a Steelers uniform this coming season.
I am too. I am too. And is Aaron Rodgers their quarterback now?
Not right now. They haven't signed in it yet.
Well, is he going to be?
If they don't, they're going to probably trade for Kirk Cousins.
Goes in there and just ruins the culture. He's just a jerk.
I hate him.
So do I.
And it's not political. It's just
I didn't like him because he used to kill the Bears all the time.
If he can still throw the deep ball, I don't care how crazy he is. The other day he had something other crazy that he was talking about. I can't remember what it was.
It's not political with me. He's just a douche.
How about when he goes into his cave?
Yeah.
Didn't he go into a cave?
Oh, yeah, he's a weirdo. Yeah.
What's he doing?
Ayahuasca and takes ayahuasca.
What's he do in the cave? Dwells? He's a cave dweller.
Feeds on the souls of others.
Yeah.
But I always get great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but man, other than the 1 year, he's one of the biggest chokes in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom Brady.
I know I'm a Steelers fan. It was against us. He actually won.
Yeah, that one year, 2010, I believe it was. They won the Super Bowl, but other than his playoff record's been horrible. He lost.
You're right.
He lost to Brady in Tampa in Green Bay during the COVID season. So, but he is not signed. But that's who it looks like he's going to sign.
I mean, but he's kind of jerking them around, and they're kind of like looking at other options.
So what's up with Justin Fields?
They traded, or he signed with the Jets.
Oh, that's right. He did. You're right.
Who the NFL put the Steelers against Week 1, by the way. That'll be fun.
So is Fields going to be the Jets quarterback? I assume he probably is.
I've heard that they are having issues with him already in training camp.
Well, he's not a great pocket passer, but man, is he athletic.
Oh, that was it. He keeps getting sacked in like mini camp.
Okay.
They're like, he's being sacked more than we want him to be sacked for a guy who's supposed to be this elusive quarterback. I'm like, that's too bad. It's your problem now. But I'm excited as a Steelers fan to have 3 because everybody's saying that it looks like, Y.A. Black's going to make the team. And even Castro looks like they think he might make the team, the main roster.
Okay. I was thinking Castro maybe would have to do practice squad for a year or 2, but that wouldn't surprise me. Y.A. Black's going to make the team.
Yeah.
And that will be interesting to see how that goes. I'm excited as a Bears fan. I mean, the Bears got a new head coach. I like the free agents they've signed. They've got offensive linemen to protect the quarterback. And so, I'm excited. But let's just get through summer first.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not even into June yet.
Well, we got to find something to talk about in summer first. And
I'm a Bears fan, but
Todd Licklider ain't walking through that door.
I'll believe it.
Well, I'm kind of that way, too. Now, in fairness, the Bears have been good at times. I mean, but, I'm with you, too. But they do have some pretty good personnel right now. And I thought they were going to be better last year, man. They just hit a wall. But I like the coaching change. I like this guy they hired away from Detroit, I believe, is where he was. And he comes very highly respected. And Chris Doyle's son's their offensive coordinator. He's like 27.
Yeah.
Think about that. Declan Doyle.
Is he the one who's always on Twitter defending his dad and fighting with fans who?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt it because I think the Bears would probably tell him to not do that. Why, is there one of his sons on Twitter?
Yeah.
He's got Declan, Donovan, and Dillon.
Yeah.
Dillon was the one who played at Baylor. He was the line. Well, he played at Iowa, then he transferred to Baylor after all that stuff happened with his dad. Which, God, to think that was 5 years ago this coming month when everything broke.
Yeah.
June of 2020. And at this point, we were right in the depths of the
COVID.
That's right.
Yeah, right now, 5 years ago.
More of probably George Floyd was kind of isn't that what spawned it? There was one night, like a Friday night on Twitter when all these former Iowa players were all just started going, just talking about everything that happened to him with Doyle, right? Am I?
Well, what happened with the racial stuff, Kirk said something about the national anthem or something, and I think it was somebody like Doctorman or somebody tweeted something, and then James Daniels
was the one.
reacted. He embedded the tweet and said, none of this will change. He basically just said the culture's a mess. If you're, in so many words, basically said the culture's biased against blacks, and then boom, the floodgates were open.
Yeah.
And then fans picked sides. You either believed him or you didn't, and it was very unfortunate. It was not fun covering it, but it had to be covered. But now, I mean, there's still people that just say, "Oh, those guys were just soft. They didn't understand the Iowa way," and I don't buy that.
No.
And do I think things are better now? Yes. But I mean,
Or for Wadley, I think it was a money grab.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Some of those guys took this controversy and tried to use it for their financial benefit, and they ended up didn't they end up settling?
They ended up settling.
They got a little bit of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello.
Hello.
Karn, late Karn.
I decided to call in because you thought I was dead or something.
No, we thought we were with Paul.
I didn't have anything to say.
We thought you were.
I thought you were in church.
Do you think the Timberwolves are going to die tonight?
Is it in Minneapolis?
No, I think it's Game 5, right?
I think it's down in.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be over. I think it'll be over tonight.
Because they had the two in Minneapolis.
Yeah, I think it'll be over tonight.
I think so too.
I haven't watched any of that series hardly at all.
Well, when they were 42 points ahead, they put Luka in, and he scored 7 points.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I watched that game.
Yeah.
Some of it.
Well, and then you think the Pacers are going to beat the
Yes. I don't know if it's going to happen tonight or next game, but I think they'll win the series. They're up 3-1.
Yeah.
Halliburton was incredible.
Both of those teams up 3-1. So it'll probably be the Pacers and Thunder.
And that will
I'm
have
sure the TV networks will love that.
Yeah, that will have no interest for me at all. If it's on, I may give it a look, but that's going to be interesting to see what their ratings are. They may see if Caitlin can just show up and watch the game on courtside.
Yeah.
So people will
Well,
maybe
available.
Didn't she take a tape the miracle finish that they had the first time they played the Knicks when they won with that ball that bounced way up in the air and then came down through the basket?
That was a Halliburton who shot that. Yeah.
I think they said she taped that, so she'd look at it. And then they were saying that the prices have dropped since she's not playing.
They've dropped drastically.
Yeah.
From 600 to like 50.
Well, and didn't they go to bigger gyms so they could have more people in there?
Yeah.
Some of them do, yeah.
Yeah.
You watch the arena will be empty.
So, yeah. Well, I hope she recovers and
she will.
comes back.
She will. It's a quad. It's serious, but it's not anything. It's not like a ligament tear or anything.
She was shooting baskets yesterday.
Yeah, she'll be back.
Yeah.
I read where she's probably only going to miss 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, but of course that'll be a drop in people going there. But
well, I would imagine the Fever will watch the. You imagine if the Fever fans don't show up? That would not be a good look. No. I'm sure their arena will be full. I would like to think, but no, she's the biggest draw in the league.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, well, you guys have a good day.
You too.
All right, bye.
That was late, Karn.
Yeah.
Well, I thought she was at church.
She may have been.
Maybe got out of church.
Maybe got out of church.
Yeah.
There's only so much praying you can do.
Yeah.
Now we wait for Paul.
Now I think.
Jesus Christ.
Or is he sending a message?
Is that where we are? To where we're waiting for Paul?
No, we're not waiting for Paul.
Well, I'm not asking.
Why do you like things like this?
You were prepping for Paul when I came in.
Yeah, that's true. You started it.
What? I didn't start anything.
Are you worried that this is his new radio toy?
Yeah. Well, Paul's song of the week.
Don't give me ideas.
Oh, why don't you do that?
No, he's not going to do that.
A really slow, long Tom Waits song.
It wouldn't be Tom Waits every week.
That would be great.
As opposed to those up-tempo Tom Waits songs.
I bet you could sell. You think you could sell?
Those toe tappers.
You think you could sell some ads for that?
No.
Paul's song of the week?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right, I got to check again to see.
It's going to be 1 minute after we get off the air that it's going to come across.
You'll be in the building and it'll come across like our email or something.
Yep, and I'll be in transit, so it'll still be 20 minutes before I can even see it or do anything about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing anything. Tim's dad has not responded to my text, which
he's sending a message.
He usually does. But like I said, it just came out of nowhere. He could be busy, and my guess is at some point City High will release something too. So I'm sure. Yeah, they'll release something at some point. But no, I think that's cool that Tim's going back to his alma mater. I think that will obviously spark interest, and I think it's always cool when guys give back their time and what have you.
I'm trying to see if I can find the City High face. Or City High has their own football Twitter. Maybe they got something on there.
Yeah, now that somebody's tweeted it.
City High football.
I know that the Bacon kid who works there, he's always good to us.
Jack? Is that his name, Jack Bacon?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took care of us when we had the Heartlanders guys call the Liberty City High game. He took care of us up there and got us like drinks and stuff like that.
Bacon sounds good.
Bacon is good.
Bacon always sounds good.
Yeah.
BLT sounds really good right now.
Yeah.
You know? So does a bowl of soup.
Actually, never mind. The last City High football. No, it's an hour ago. Well, City High football retweeted the report.
Okay.
So I don't know if that makes it official, but they seem to, if they're retweeting it.
My guess is they got it from like the head coach. Elliot got it from like the head coach, or he may have been talking to him about something else. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen Dwight say anything about it. And like I said, I got texts into both Tim and his dad, and well, it'll come out. Says he's going to coach running backs, and that would make sense since he was a running back at City High.
Yeah.
So, but no, I think that's neat. And no, I wanted to try to get Tim on to see if he would come on the radio, but obviously with no notice, it's not easy for someone.
Well, we got another show to fill time on Friday.
Well, yeah. I mean, by then it's kind of old news.
But if we're talking to him, it's...
But, yeah, I'll see.
Tell him you're looking into solar energy.
Yeah. If we get him in here, he calls fat again.
Hey, I've lost 15, 16 pounds.
Oh, he won't notice. That won't matter to him. Like that time I ran into him at the, who was it? One of the coaches had died, and a bunch of them were in town for the funeral, and they were at 30 Hop. And I saw Tim Dwight up there, and I'm like, hey, look, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I'm losing weight. He goes, what's that in your glass? I'm like, Diet Coke. Oh, you shouldn't drink that. That's going to kill you. And it's like, okay, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I mean, almost everything but water is bad for you, right?
Basically.
Well,
and water can be bad for you, too.
Well, if you're swimming through waves.
Yeah. Do you drink a lot of tap water? I don't.
No, when I drink water, I've got a refrigerator that filters it.
Oh, you got that? I drink smart water.
Yeah.
But I don't drink a lot of tap water. So, trying to think if there's
water.
anything else.
Does it make you any smarter?
No.
Really?
No, but I don't know. For some reason, this is the brand that I've kind of gravitated towards. And this big thing right here is $3.
It's huge.
Yeah, try to drink one of those a day.
It's like the water tower outside the new...
It is. It's 50.7 ounces. Don't they say you're supposed to drink 64 ounces of water a day?
It's some enormous amount.
I never drink. Well, I guess if you figure it...
Yeah, you can't.
But if I drink one of these and have 3 or 4 beers, because my beer is almost all water, so maybe I do, but I don't... I can't drink that much water. I don't really like water that much, do you?
It's water. I mean, it's fine.
Well, some people love it. I just don't like drinking it that much. If I'm thirsty, yes.
I like Culligan water.
I'm having some delicious Culligan water.
Yeah, Culligan water is...
Is that who's doing your thing here?
Yeah. I'm enjoying some right now.
And who was the one before them?
They were the ones that were insulting.
Now they suck, but before they were good, right?
They were good then, but...
now they suck.
Yeah, they were terrible.
Yeah. No, RFK recommended them. Okay, some floaties, but still.
Yeah.
Floaties. Okay, I'm just...
Don't you think he's swallowed some floaties?
No comment.
Yeah, I'm not commenting on that.
That's not... No.
Trying to think if there's anything else.
That's not a lot.
No, there's really not. Like I said, there is going to be some news here in the next day or two. Could happen today. I'm just not at liberty to say what it is. Involving a former Hawk, basketball. I can give a few hints.
It's like a game show now. It's like
I give a few former Hawk, coach, basketball. Just give. That's all I can do though. That's as much as I can give. Because I don't want to violate the trust of my source. No. And my source is very good in this case.
Yeah.
Actually, it couldn't be much better. But it's a process, and you don't want to, anytime it's stuff, involving people's careers and stuff like that, you don't want the rush to be first, you don't want it to jeopardize anything. So it'll happen when it happens. And when it happens, probably try to get him on.
Yeah.
And because I've actually... so we'll see. We'll see what happens, and it'll happen. I believe. I'd be stunned if it didn't happen within the next 3 to 5 days, including and it could happen. It could happen soon. So,
did you see yesterday? Somebody got a hold of it too, and Fox News wanted to do a story on George Wendt, and so they contacted the talent agency for Kirstie Alley and wanted her to come on.
Didn't she dead?
Yes.
Yeah, she died, didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good. Would they forget, or were they not aware?
I don't know, but somebody...
Wasn't
it had to be at Fox News.
Wasn't she kind of loony at the end?
She's a Scientologist, and yeah.
She was kind of goofy, yeah.
Yeah.
She had that...
What, did she die of cancer?
I don't remember what she died from.
She died pretty young, dude. I mean, she wasn't that old, was she?
No, she wasn't that old.
No.
I know she had weight issues.
Listen, she was the best on... She
colon
was
cancer.
Way better than Diana.
I thought
way
so
better
too.
than
Way better. Yeah, I never... The thing with Sam, and that just never worked for me.
No, that show got better.
Yeah.
And I thought Woody was better than Coach. I mean, I like Coach, but...
I thought Woody was better than Coach, too. But I wasn't a huge Cheers fan. I watched it, but I wasn't I didn't plan my schedule around it.
I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Seinfeld, but I liked it. And it was a good, solid,
I
well-written
like it.
show.
Yeah, it's just a show you can watch and you don't have to.
And I never ever watched Seinfeld. I just
Stage 4 colon cancer.
And
she went to the doctor and she had a sore. And then they said, well, you got stage 4 colon cancer.
Jesus.
And 7 months later, she died. 71.
Wow. I wonder. I wonder how recently she had a colonoscopy.
Yeah.
God, I have my next one in July. I can't wait.
I think I got mine like 2 years, something like that.
Can't wait.
Oh, I'm just looking forward to it. Well, it's not as bad now that you do the Gatorade stuff.
Yeah.
At least that's what I did.
The stuff you drink, I don't think is as bad as
No,
it
the
used to
bad
be.
thing is just not eating for 24 hours and
Yeah.
crapping your pants off. That's the bad thing about it. Then
That's a new country song they'll be playing.
Maybe we figured out the stain on the shirt.
What, crapping your pants?
Crapping your pants.
But yeah, no, my consultation on July 8th, and then it'll be sometime later in July when I do it. And then hopefully that'll be the last one for a while. I mean, the only reason I'm doing it 4 years apart is because I waited so long to do my first one.
Yeah, I don't think I'm eligible to poop
I
in the
was
box anymore.
I was in my mid-50s before I did my first one, so they just want to be extra cautious.
Can you put? Well, who are the people who can poop in the box? They give you like a list of people on those commercials.
Well, if you're not considered high risk.
I'm not high risk. Okay.
Yeah.
You poop in a box.
Yeah, and you mail it. And
the
then,
box seems real happy.
And then
about
by the time they get the mail, you've already died of something else.
Yeah.
Because, mail works.
My insurance company sent me a vial for me to pee in and send it to them.
You die of old age.
Well, the poor postman's got to carry.
Yeah, that's why I haven't done it yet. I'm like, I don't know what to pee in it and put it in the mail. Again, like the poor mailman's got to deal with my urine sample.
It's ridiculous. Seriously.
Hopefully at some
do you
point
hover over the box.
Well,
Or is that
hopefully at
what
some
you gotta
point they're
do?
going to get to the point with blood tests they'll be able to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, they're that way now with prostate. I mean, and hopefully with this, and I've read where they're getting closer to where they think they're going to be able to eliminate colonoscopies, but right now they haven't.
Well, that'll put the box out of commission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cologuard, is that what it is?
Cologuard, yeah.
Cologuard, yeah.
But the box seems so happy about it.
I know. Well, the box shows up at the swimming pool. It shows up, at the lake. It's there, at the campfire.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You ever see the SNL sketch where the boxes are harassing the guy and like, come on, poop at us. You know you want to do it.
Yeah.
And the guy's like trying to run from them because he doesn't want to poop in the box.
Oh, God. You think Shooter's listening?
I hope not.
I hope not either.
Imagine being in Vegas at 8:30 in the morning. You're like, I want to listen to this.
They spend most of their time in cold, dark, dingy casinos, don't they?
They did neither one of them, but they
Well, I
posted
don't-
of anything yet.
They're not cold and dark and dingy.
I think they are, and depressing.
No, that's Rock Island. Rock Island is
Cold, dark, depressing.
Yeah, and everybody at a machine's got an oxygen tank and smoking.
I didn't. Oh yeah, you can smoke in certain parts of casinos,
Yeah.
right?
In Rock Island, it looked like everybody was.
So you haven't seen? They haven't had any pictures on Facebook or anything?
No,
yet?
the last thing Tom posted is a video of a guy who's got some kind of like fish tank around his head, and then somebody pours a bucket of beer into it, and the guy's got to drink beer.
Hey, the story that I said we should cover this with the kid catching
the fish? Yeah.
Yeah, it was on CNN this morning.
Oh, good. I actually did. I ran that on I think Sunday.
Yeah.
Where the kid got the 62-pound fish in the Iowa River.
Yeah.
Under the dam, Burlington Street. Yeah.
Yeah, they ran it on
CNN had it? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't he put the fish back in the water
Yeah.
too?
I think so, yeah.
I always think that's pretty cool. You wanted.
Actually, he didn't tell me what he did with it.
He said he wanted somebody else to catch
Hey,
it.
just emailed us and sent us some pictures, and I'm like, I could run with this. I wasn't sure I was going to, and then Steve and I talked about it. I'm like, yeah,
A channel
62-pound fish below the dam's pretty big deal.
Yeah, Channel 2 evidently sent it to CNN.
They all scooped John Campbell and his big old fish. Think
Yeah.
about that. No exclusivity for John Campbell on that one. We scooped John Campbell.
So anything?
No, not yet. But no, like I said, I haven't heard back from Tim or his dad. So
Okay.
But yeah, my guess is at some point I will, and at some point City High is going to. I'm sure they'll at some point release something. But with the hires, you just don't know what the process is. It maybe hasn't been approved, or because basically Elliott thinks that a source is telling him that he's going to. And I'm not saying that that's not going to happen, but there may be a process. It may not have gone through all the channels that it needs to make it official. So, but no, I have not seen anything. And
well, if City High's official football thing retweeted Elliott's story, then I'm gonna say I know it's not an official announcement, but that's tells me that there's something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's happening. It's just not official yet, and at some point it will be. But they don't always. Or maybe they do announce the hirings of assistant coach. This one's different though because it's Tim Dwight.
They would probably.
There's tons of hirings that we never, but this one's obviously different because Tim's got some notoriety to him, and he's going back to his alma mater. And I said,
that's pretty cool.
I think that's pretty cool. So
yeah, that'd be nice.
All right, well, we made it through.
We did it.
I think I am going to get that shirt framed.
There you go.
Get it framed and hang it up on the wall.
I get it washed first.
Why? If it's going to be framed, no one's going to wear it.
It'll be brighter, and
We'll see. No, you feel it. It doesn't feel dirty, does it?
No, it feels clean.
No,
nice
it's clean.
Yeah.
But there are a couple stains on the
smells
back.
good too.
Stains always bring a mystery. You're not sure the origin. But you don't seem
especially
to
on the back.
You don't worry about stains as much as I do. You think there's stains out in Suter's hotel room?
Okay.
Ann walks in with a black light.
Well, we'll be back on
Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Get your free. It's not a subscription. Whatever. What is it? It's free. Go get it.
Yeah. HawkFanatic.com. It's free.